So I'm Abbie Holbrook, I'm in textiles.
I'm Lillian Dorman and I'm in textiles.
My final body of work are self-sculptural wall hangings. They are looking at menstrual shame through the lens of activism and quiltmaking.
So my final body of work is a large formal sculpture that consists of a 6-ish metre white knitted skin that I've intervened on with red cotton to warp it. It's called Warping Myself, and it's then displayed with silver hooks on a reclaimed hospital bed from the mental hospital in my town. The themes that underpin my work are basically an examination of my personal mental state and mental health. I believe mental health and examination of that is really important, and knowing yourself is really important. And I definitely feel like this is a way for me to stretch out my mental skin and put it on display. So hopefully you can understand and see the experiences and emotions and struggles that I have and that I've been through pushed out onto this sculpture.
Yeah, definitely large scale. I used to work quite small, but now working large scale, I don't think I'll ever go back. Yeah.
That's an interesting question for me. I do and have branched off a lot in textiles. I think I would really like to bring metal and textiles and metal and sculpture more together. That would be really wonderful as a working process. And I think that textiles has a lot of potential to really soften metal, and metal has a lot of potential to really harden textiles. And I think that's a really interesting dynamic.
Definitely working online throughout lockdown and trying to capture tactile objects in the digital space is really difficult to do. And yeah, working at quite a large scale as well has been difficult doing at home.
Lockdown and COVID and the amount of disconnection I think that there is has been a bit hard to surmount. You feel a lot like you're stuck in your own little cubicle, and it would be trying to overcome that and get positive feedback and critique is quite difficult when nobody can really see what you're working on. It has been difficult to overcome, and I would have loved more interaction with other students, but there's only so much you can facilitate online, unfortunately. And so we were just really unlucky to go through it this year, I think.
I loved in third year being able to come together with all different disciplines and being able to see what everyone's working on. I think that was a really special and exciting thing to do, yeah.
So some of the highlights of my degree were learning a couple of techniques that I hadn't learnt before. I really love natural dyeing. I didn't kind of realise exactly how important that would end up being to me, so I'm really, really happy I managed to learn that. I also really love my lecturer Lucy Irvine, who's going to yell at me for saying Lucy Irvine because it's Lucy Irvin and I always forget that. So sorry, Lucy. But she's just been such a valuable asset, and I really appreciate her critique and feedback. Some of the other highlights has been just my graduating cohort. Really, like, as much as we didn't get as much interaction as I would have loved, we did have enough for me to really appreciate them, and I hope this grad exhibition, and I know this grad exhibition will be awesome anyway.
Next for me, I'm not really sure. I still have another semester to go, but I will hopefully be doing honours, and then after that I'm not really sure. You can follow my Instagram at alustudio.studio and yeah, you can find my work online at abbieholbrook.com.
So I'm always making. There'll always be something. Most of my practice I try to post on Instagram, but of course, being an artist, you sometimes forget to do that because you're too busy making stuff. So hopefully a lot of my work will be on there, and Next for me, I hope, is to collaborate with my dad. He is also an artist, and I cannot wait to make things where we can combine textiles and wood and metal and just make awesome new stuff.